Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. It's the best show ever here on YouTube, but normally we're on 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com, and NBC Sports Philadelphia, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. Tyrone Johnson, Ricky Pitalico, Savannah Kelleher here. We got some things to talk about today, and I'm going to start with hot takes because obviously we now live in a world where it's about clicks many times more than it's about being honest, being real, being genuine, etc. And we just know that's a fact. And we're not going to discuss that part of it because that there is no discussion. But the question is, what do you do when you hear the hot take, especially a hot take from a coworker? Now, on our show, I can tell you we don't do hot takes because we don't do it. Everything we say, we believe. Now, you can disagree with it. That's different. But we say what we believe. But we have a feeling that a coworker, that we're not going to name names, is hot taking us right now, not necessarily on their show, but especially on their YouTube content. And Ricky Bo, you'll start us off.
Yeah.
What should we do? Should we retaliate? Should we refute? Or should we ignore when we hear the hot takes?
I can't ignore it because he's a coworker. How are we supposed to ignore something that's said on another show or from another show? No, absolutely not. I say we bury him. That's just my take on it. You know what? You come up with certain names. I did it last week. It was the same person, came up with a name, and I was absolutely shocked. You know what? If you put me into a shock state, you deserve to be buried because it doesn't make sense.
I'm not arguing with you. So, Savannah, you come from a more hot take-ish generation. That does not mean, by the way, the older people don't hot take. What I'm saying is that when Ricky and I were young, people weren't hot taking. Your whole life, people have been hot taking.
It's a trend.
Right. So how do you think we should react to hot takes? Should we refute it? Should we bury them, as Ricky said? Should we ignore the hot takes? What should we do?
Well, I think what actually would be smart to do would be to ignore it. But I, like Ricky, find it very, very difficult to ignore it when I hear something that is so ridiculous, so ludicrous, and just so obvious for either engagement or, they want to rile people up. They know what their intention is. And it's never to be right. It's to rile people up and get engagement. And just so they can get all the clicks and have all this interaction, it drives me nuts. So I think the right thing to do is to deprive them of that and ignore it. But it's so hard when people say something that can be so stupid or ridiculous. It's so hard to just ignore it and be like, how can you possibly think that when there is no basis, there's no foundation for it? It's hard.
Right. Now I'm not going to get into it too much here because I don't want to get into it too much here because I'm trying to keep my blood pressure down as we record this on a Friday. Okay. You may not be seeing it on a Friday, but we're recording on a Friday. It's warm out. The sun's out. So I don't want to get myself all. But I will say this out loud. Anyone out there in the world who suggests that Allen Iverson is not an all-time great Philadelphia athlete are out of their damn minds. It's not a debate. It's not a back and forth. It's a declarative statement. Allen Iverson is an all-time great Philadelphia athlete, period. Or Allen Iverson is an all-time great Philadelphia athlete, exclamation point. It is not a debate, and I'm not going to debate it because it's not a damn opinion. Just so we know, in his first 10 years here, he was traded during year 11 and then returned late in his career. Just so we have some facts real fast. In those 10 years, he was Rookie of the Year, 7 times All-NBA, and won an MVP and made the finals. So in 10-year span, Rookie of the Year, 7 times All-NBA, 7 times, not just All-Star, All-NBA, and won an MVP and made the finals. The last finals appearance, obviously, this franchise has had. It's not worth debating. Do not trust someone who says otherwise. Moving on to the next point.
It's terrible.
I can't do it. I'm saying, but I'm not going to do a back and forth because there is no back and forth.
There is no. That's the problem
There's
with
no back
this.
And forth.
Was so bad that there is no back and forth.
So I'm not going to do it. Okay. Snitching. Now, I'm not talking about snitching like in the streets, like that kind of snitching, because by definition, what actual snitching is that in this scenario, Savannah and I both choose to go into a life of crime. Her and I go and do said crime. I get arrested, she doesn't, and I tell on her. That's actual snitching. Everything else is not really snitching. So what we're really talking about is kind of tattletaling, but that's the point. So anybody else who's like, don't call it. No. This is what's snitching. We decide to do crimes. Some of us get caught, but not all of us. And then the people who did get caught tell on other people to get less time. Yeah. That's what actual snitching is. You never want to do that. Once you choose that life, you live that life. If you don't want to snitch, don't choose that life. Just get a job. You don't have to worry about it. That's what actual snitching is. Yeah, you don't have to live that life. Like if you choose
it's a choice.
Yeah, it's a choice. If you want to go into that life, you have to then live by the code of that life. But you don't have to live that life. You can be a super snitch if you want to be, like just work a regular job. And speaking of that, there are people in this building snitching on me specifically. Now, here's my problem with it, right? I have enough problems as it is around this joint. Do I need people giving me a hard time and snitching on me? Now, what should be the punishment for people that are snitching on me at work?
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
That is a really good question. What should be a punishment? I mean, what kind of punishment? We can't give them punishment. Yes, we can.
We could. So what I have now had to do.
Calling out a snitch is always good.
Well, the problem is I'm pretty sure. So what I did was I had to limit all access to me.
You did too.
I had to limit it.
It's not a joke. 2 weeks, no access.
The reason I did that is I have certain people I can trust. And they're like in this room. And there's other people I can't trust. So I can't risk it. So I'm not making an accusation towards somebody, but I know somebody told. So if I limit who's around me, then at that point, if somebody tells, I know exactly who it was.
Yeah.
I know y'all wouldn't do it, but I'm saying somebody snitched on me. So I'm sitting there going, you gonna be snitching on me? I can't have you around me. I can't have you around me if you're just snitching on me.
That's good though. You suspended them.
Yeah, that's all. Like, but it wasn't just him. It was 2 weeks of I need a cleanse.
2 weeks, basically a lot of people.
Yeah,
because there were about 5 standing around when you said,
get the hell out of here. That's right. Go ahead.
No, I think that what you did was right. I think it's so difficult in a work environment that really the only thing you can do is just avoid. Completely avoid, limit access,
well,
no trust.
It's not like we're in our own office.
No, but we have our own area.
Well, yeah, we're in an area, which I don't know.
Which, I mean, it does limit the options down, though.
Right.
Because we are in such a tiny area.
Yes, it does.
That's how I know who snitched. But I don't.
But it's like we don't have hard proof.
Right, but I know who was the snitch. All right? And I know people say, snitches get stitches. I don't want this person to get stitches.
No.
I just want them to stop snitching.
And be pained by it. Be pained by it.
Be bothered that you're have to sleep at night. No.
Add in the extra. There's got to be some pain.
Well, you want the person to go to bed. And
maybe uncomfortable. Like make them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I want them to feel like the weight of being a snitch. Like I couldn't imagine doing a crime, like a real snitch, right? And you rob a bank or something, right? And then you get pitched, and the other people don't.
And you tell on all of them.
Yeah, you just tell them because what the code was supposed to be, because you get a plea, you get less time. Yeah. But what's supposed to happen is, and this is where the other people have to live by that code, making up the numbers. Let's say we had 30 million, and you had 10 million, and you had 10 million in that scenario. You're supposed to make sure my family gets that 10 million while I do that time. As long as you live by that code, then what you tell them for. Because now once you tell, you getting zero, you're getting zero, and we're getting zero. So you actually end up hurting yourself when you do that anyway.
And then you get 20.
And the retaliation and all that stuff.
Yeah, because then think about all the repercussions for your family. Mm-hmm. It doesn't just affect you. And then, especially if you're in like a mob situation, then you're just exiled. Everyone.
No, you're not exiled. You're dead.
You're dead.
But I'm saying family-wise. Family-wise. Exiled.
So, and the last thing, of course, will be a sports thing. So Ricky Bo, as we know, played in the major leagues. There's a cool thing that major leaguers get. Ricky, first tell people how they get it and then show the camera what it is.
All right, first and foremost, you got to be 10 years at the major league level. And then the Major League Baseball, it's called the Gold Pass. And Major League Baseball will come in and literally put this on your chair the day after you hit 10 years. That's incredible. Don't wait. It just shows up on your chair. And I was asked by somebody in here, was it a real card? Yeah. It actually is like a real gold card. Yeah. It looks like a credit card. It gives you access to any stadium in Major League Baseball. You can get 2 tickets anywhere you want, whenever you want. So it's pretty cool.
No, it's absolutely awesome. So cool. That's absolutely awesome. And the thing is, people might think the reason I think that's so significant is lasting 10 years at any job is significant. Yeah, right. Any job. Lasting 10 years, as a professional athlete is like Allen Iverson was here 10 years, short tenure. Anyway,
I
10
thought it was
years.
fake. I'm not going to kid. Like when
Yeah.
like, because everybody would say, "Oh, you're coming up on your gold card." I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Nobody ever saw him. Like nobody ever like passed them out and said, "This is your gold card," until you get your own. So it's pretty cool.
Man, that's
really
awesome.
cool.
That's really awesome. Congratulations on getting that.
I feel
But
cool just seeing it in person.
right, and that was a real thing. And I figured I had only first of all, I'm glad Ricky showed me. I had never seen one before till today. I had heard about them, but I didn't know how you got them, and I didn't know what they looked like.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy for.
Yeah,
like,
it's a real thing. It's a significant thing. So that is our time, though. This was, just doing fun things on a Friday when we're recording it here on YouTube. Make sure you tune in to the best show ever, Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com, and NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching our YouTube. If you want to help us out, go ahead and like and subscribe for us. If you liked what you saw, go right over here to our playlists and pick out whatever you want to watch.